This program brought to you by Harvey Norman. There's a store near you. And Bunnings Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning.
Good afternoon and welcome to Saturday afternoon football in round 10. We're at the MCG for the match between third placed Adelaide, 15th placed Melbourne, still winless after 9 rounds, and Robert Wall's absolutely desperate to break through.
Well, they are, Tim, and the Demons have played some decent football in the last couple of weeks, but that all-important first win, they desperately need that. It won't be easy because Adelaide, even though they've been winning Adelaide, they haven't played some great football, as we know they can play, but Adelaide, when they play in Melbourne, they're more than happy to play at Telstra Dome or here at the MCG, where they're quite comfortable.
Yes, their last 2 weeks, they've beaten Carlton and Richmond, but neither terribly convincingly. It is, however, despite the fact that they've been depleted by injuries, a pretty settled team with the one in, a red letter one, Mark Rasciuto.
Yes, Mark Rasciuto there, named in the forward line, and he has not played a game of football for 9 months, so everybody will be keen to see how the skipper goes. Obviously, he'll be used sparingly. The Adelaide backline is their great strength. Rutten is an all-Australian fullback. John Cox come back into the team. Bassett and Matner are terrific defenders, and of course McLeod on a half-back flank is again having a stellar season.
Rasciuto's first game since round 20 last year. David Neitz' record on Rutten is not too bad at all. Not many full forwards can say that.
No, David Neitz is so important to this team. Look, he's 32 years of age. He's the captain, their leading goal kicker, leading games player. He's leading everything. And talking to some of their officials today, they are that desperate that he plays on for another year, David Neitz, because they believe that there isn't a ready-made replacement, and they're hoping that someone like a McLean might come through the ranks and be ready to take on that leadership in 12, 15 months' time.
Well, you've suggested in the press today that Melbourne should now be looking at perhaps trading some of their established players. They are playing into the second half of this season for their futures.
Well, they are, Tim, and I mentioned players like Russell Robertson and Jeff White, Brad Green, Cameron Bruce, Travis Johnson. They've been there on average for a decade, and there hasn't been a lot of success in that time. There is currency with those players with other clubs at the moment. If they stay for another 12 months, their value will drop.
Do you dare to tip Melbourne today?
No, not today.
No, neither do I. It's Adelaide and the Demons, the first Saturday of winter. Sun shining, but it's cool. Conditions just about right for footy. First bounce coming up.
Rasciuto to line up at full forward for the Crows. Nathan Carroll, his opponent. And about to get underway here. Adelaide versus Melbourne at the MCG. Jones gets the first kick of the match. High towards half-forward. John Cott going back. Up comes Robertson. He's got to beat a couple here. Desperate stuff from John Cott. Gathers it eventually at ground level. His handball was too fierce for Neitz. Going in hard, Bate. Congested play already. Neitz got it somehow to John Cott. He relieves to the wing, but the numbers with the Demons here, and Cam Bruce, who's been in very good form, and he chips it cleverly, and the mark's taken by Wheatley. So early stages, can Melbourne, is today their day? 9 losses.
Just hesitating, Wheatley, because Hudson's back in the hole.
Over to Brown. Brown can kick a goal from here from 45. He loads up, it's close. It's offline. Just the one behind. So Melbourne attacking early.
Every goal important. 2 of the 4 lowest goal scoring teams, 4 lowest scoring teams in the comp. Adelaide quickly work it to the other side of the centre, but it's seen over by Perry and big Paul Johnson.
Well, just good to see Mark Rasciuto starting. It's his first game for 9 months, and the captain's down there in the goal square. Carroll, his opponent.
Hudson taking front position from White, but Nathan Jones collecting. Green and Wheatley, and Melbourne have started positively here. This is impressive, and here's Neitz. He gave Rutten the slip, and he'll be lining them up from 40.
Well, he gave him the slip. OK, Tim, he was a good 5 metres out in front of Rutten. Wheatley's the sort of player who can run and carry, and I think he should be encouraged to do that. But there, it's a good play. He's carried the ball 10 metres, a 50-metre kick, and this is just what the Demons need.
Good work from Robertson to allow Neitz to get clear.
Need this goal. Need to really stamp their authority on it early. This is a good start by Melbourne. Done everything right so far.
Yes, great run through the middle here. Green involved. And a good little block from Robertson. Just allowed Neitz to get clear. And it was a wonderful finish from the captain. Well, it's been tough for Neil Danaher, but he'll be very happy with the opening couple of minutes. There's Mark Rasciuto.
Yes, and two rough, tough boys there, Carroll and Rasciuto. At the other end of the ground, Melbourne forward line, Aaron Davey's been picked up by John Cock.
So back in the centre, White decisively. Coming up, Davey gathers eventually. Now he's got runners to his outside. One of them's Nathan Brown, busy early. Robertson wants to go here. Brown kicks it in his direction. He's got the sit, Robbo.
Push.
So a free kick to Bassett. Umpire Margaret's right on the scene there. So the Crows work it out. Goodwin, Tyson Edwards back to Goodwin. Kick, Mattner the target. Well done by Green. This is clear. 1-on-1 contest here. Mattner gathers. Well tackled by Blake Green. What's the umpire going to do? Free kick to Green on the centre wing.
Good start, Chriso. When you see a team tackle like that with a free kick, it just lifts the spirits of everyone. You'd have to say this early stage of the game that the Demons are switched on.
So I think a few people might be revising their tips just on the early indications, which are often telling.
That's the first time the ball's gone in the Crows forward 50, and it was a Demon defender passing it back to another Demon.
So does it count as an entry on your stats board, Rob?
Not on mine, Tim.
Daniel Bell and finds Bizzle, who was good last week, and placed that beautifully for Bruce.
Two good players opposed to each other here, Cameron Bruce and Tyson Edwards.
Well, Melbourne picking holes in Adelaide at the moment, but it is a tough defence to get through. The kick just a little strong, almost taken at the second bite by Robertson. Shirley cleans up, goes for Goodwin, needed to hang on. Neitz lost his footing, let Rutten in, and with some help from Goodwin, Adelaide are able to clean up. And now run in a familiar pattern. Neitz running into trouble there. Well brought down by Sylvia, and Adelaide forced to backtrack. Hudson to Rutten. Little hesitant, but there's plenty of support there, and Van Berlo takes it back to Hudson. Not really the man they want to have the ball here, and they're put under fierce pressure. Uncharacteristic uncertainty, but that was cleverly done by Stevens. Just light-footed his way out of trouble and finds Bok.
Bok now plays on centre wing, drives it high. Bizzle in a good spot in front. The fist from Johnson, Paul Johnson, Carroll and Rasciuto. Well done by Carroll. Uses Ward hard up against the line, but he's got a loose player on the wing. Bate gathers. Gets around. Does he? No. Neitz well tackled. Jones now. He's well tackled in turn by Thompson, and Melbourne turn it over. Chance here for Neitz. Clever little kick, and it's okay. Edwards intent on playing on. Bacon goal square. Kicks back to the running Welsh, who marks 10 metres and goes on. Oh, he played on. He was brilliantly tackled down there by Bell. And Melbourne get out of trouble after Welsh. Well, he was going to kick a certain goal for the Crows. They're still alive, though. John Cock overruns it. Chance for Davey. And somehow Melbourne out of trouble. As Green gathers about half back to the Demons.
Well, that was the greatest escape since Ronald Big shot through out of this town. McDonald well brought down by Edwards.
Gee, some strong tackling going on, Tim, from both teams.
That was with one hand, Junior.
Scotty Welsh, have a look at this. And the lesson is, when you take a mark 8 metres out, don't play on.
He even saved it from going through from behind.
Super play, wasn't it?
Darren Goldspink calling that free kick to Tyson Edwards. A long way out. Puts it in the Rasciuto and Welsh direction, but Wheatley it was getting the decisive hand onto that. Adelaide's first score comes eventually. Melbourne lead by a goal.
Enterprising start at the MCG by Melbourne. Wheatley finds Paul Johnson.
Paul Johnson playing at half-back on Perry.
Kicks along the boundary line, looking for Nathan Brown, who looks to have started as a defensive-type player on Andrew McLeod, appealing for the free kick, not forthcoming.
Saw Nathan Brown a few weeks ago play on Jason Nakamanis in a similar role.
So he's trying to just make Andrew McLeod accountable across half-back for the Crows. Boundary throw-in. One forward. Donald, good handball, forward of the plate, looses Bruce. Drives it long to the hot spot, going back. Oh, gee, the big fist from Bassett. Out towards Matner. Well, good spin out of trouble from Matner. Now McLeod has run. Acceleration personified from the wing. Can he find a target? Perry going back is in good position here. He's got it again, and twice. Adelaide forwards, Rob working up the ground, running hard back into the 50 and getting on the end of good penetrating kicks.
And as you know, it is very hard to defend when the ball is being kicked over the head like that. So just a terrific burst off half-back by McLeod. He ran, he carried, he kicked long. Matner was the player who set it up with that lovely little twist and turn and then the little handball. But this is the kick. It is just a booming long kick to forwards running back into space. The old Pagans Paddock Wayne Carey version.
So Perry now from just 20 metres. Pops it through. Adelaide have their first margin. In fact, it's all tied up. So Ian Perry kicking Adelaide's first goal. And they should have two with Scott Welsh missing a golden opportunity. But the acceleration here from Andrew McLeod, blistering speed. And really, the kick had plenty of depth and gave Ian Perry every possible chance.
Scores level. Crows would be relishing a game at the MCG. And they would hope to play some football in September. At least one game. Scores level. Been a good start, bright start. Riley works it forward for Adelaide, settling into their rhythm now. But Ward comes the other way and has Bruce running into space. And he has men there for the hand pass. Just missed Nathan Brown. Well played, Stevens. Couple of good efforts out of defence. John Cock now. And Matner, predictable turn onto the left side. But it was good enough to beat Bate. Back to John Cock. Melbourne in good position. And with Ward waiting down. And they can build again. But that wasn't good. Probably needed to be a hand pass from there. Goodwin, Thompson, Doughty, Hudson, Thompson again. The former Demon. Scrubby kick. Poor kick. Just didn't get the contact. And Brad Green was in the way.
Half-back Brad Green. Loose player on the wing. Bate. Intent on playing on. Kicks it to the lead of Davey. John Cock versus Davey. What a battle that'll be. Davey onto the non-dominant side, looking for Robertson. Bassett cutting the angles, applying the contest. Robertson tries to knock it back in Davey's direction, but the boundary line too close. So the boundary throw in at half forward for the Demons.
Godfrey tagging Thompson of Adelaide, and McDonald is tagging Goodwin.
Hudson reaching over White from behind. There'll be a ball up. And it will be Robert Wall's man, Darren Goldsmith. What sort of shape does he look to be into you, Rob?
He's in reasonable shape, but he'll trim down as he runs into September.
McLean the kick, but it went nowhere. Riley for the Crows did it neatly. And poor pleasure now from behind the centre is after Perry. Hasn't got him with that kick. Pressure on the Demons, but they are able to escape. And Frawley kicks into half forward, but not too much. Thompson collected well as the ball had almost escaped through his legs. McLeod, good placement. Finds Shirley. And this is a willing contest early. It's got the makings. Now Matner.
Matner's got Perry loose, and Fully is the man that repelled the Adelaide attack and was caught off guard as the ball comes inside, attacking 50 for Bate. Well done, Bizzle. One-on-one contest, dribbles it over, and a boundary throw-in. Good hard running by Ian Perry after Frawley cleared. Adelaide were able to get possession at half-back.
Adelaide haven't got a ruckman here.
White wins it predictably. Shoveled out by McDonald. Oh, carried forward in the tackle. No free kick. Chance for Pleasure, who snaps cleverly around the body. Adelaide have their second.
Well, you'd have to say Simon Goodwin did the ruck work because they just didn't have a ruckman. So let's have a look at Goodwin. He contests in the ruck. He then comes in to put a terrific tackle on there. Ball bubbles out to Paul Pleasure's goal. Simon Goodwin, the architect of the lot.
Jason Paul Pleasure kicking Adelaide's second, and the Crows, after being a little shaken early but not stirred, have settled in well and they lead. Griffin's rucking, Riley getting it off, and Van Berlo works it forward. Good bounce, beat Bizzle. Good bounce for Adelaide, that is. Bock giving Paul Pleasure another chance. Melbourne defence though hard and tight, and Ward, Paul Pleasure's opponent, comes away with it. Green and McDonald. Now Travis Johnston. And clever as always. And always composed. Nearly always. That kicking last week wasn't the best late in the game. Demons putting themselves under pressure. Jones well tied up.
Just terrific run by the Crows forwards. They just kept on with the chase. Eventually, they've ended up with a neutral ball here, but they stopped the Melbourne run off halfback.
But 2 or 3 Melbourne's handballs, Rob. I know there was a bit of pressure, but they kept missing the mark and really didn't give their teammates much of a chance. This time, Jones, that's a better handball. Now Green's away, off a step. Deep inside attacking 50, but going back with courage. A strong mark taken by Stevens.
50 metres. He's very courageous, is Stevens. He gets back there, fills the hole, strong overhead.
So, Scott Stevens now in the centre of the MCG. Loose player out wide, Neitz. Dropped the mark, but time to pick it up and assess his options. Forced to kick it high, deep into the pocket. Paul Pleasure, one of the first to arrive. Paul Johnson needs to kick the ball in front of him. He does, and it allows Green to come in, who kicks around the body. Now Petterd's got to go here. Neitz, good tackle by Petterd. Well done by the Crows. They work it through. Simon Goodwin out wide. Neitz is a thumping kick from 50. Drives it to the goal square. Welsh couldn't quite hold on. Got rid of his immediate opponent. Bell, well done. Frawley, get rid of it, son. Oh, gee, out the back and did it well. Kicks it out wide. Stevens, contest required. Brilliantly done by Petterd. Now the D's have got the numbers. Robertson, handball not great again. Bruce, back to Robertson. Forced to kick it high. Here comes Neitz. Couldn't hang on that time. Good pressure coming from Rutten, but he slips the Rutten tackle. Oh, then Rutten. Great effort for the second time. And Bassett's able to clear out towards Edwards.
Good defence at both ends of the ground. Edwards just sums this up nicely. Gives to Davey. Adelaide keep it in motion though. McLeod and Goodwin. He's 80 from goal. He has a look and he goes to Welsh. Well played by Bell. Support from Johnston. And again Melbourne hold up. Lovely work a minute or 2 ago by young Frawley. Second game, but very cool in the heat of it all. Petterd now another first game at Jones. Spearing ball, needed more carry than that. Still a chance for the Demons. Robertson though had 3 against him. And you'd think the number, he's done well. He's tied it up. Yeah, the ball up's a good result for the D's.
Gee, that ball's moving quickly from one end of the ground to the other. And there's a Demon man. Spike, yeah. And both teams working to bring the ball into the central corridor before they launch to attack.
Johnson, Paul Johnson wins it over the top. Knocked out of there by Edwards. Neitz, who's been prominent. Around the body, well done Carroll. Held the front position, Ward into assist. Now McLean, a big opportunity here, Brock McLean. Game number 50. From centre wing, loose player Bruce. 75 from goal, kicks towards the leader Davey, who's out in front of John Cock. And he's marked 35 from goal, but
you could kick that.
As you can see, he's right on the boundary line, decides to kick back and across. Johnston.
He'll look for a short pass into the 50.
Gee, it's crowded. Crows have got a lot of numbers back inside the attacking 50 for Melbourne. So he's been called now to play on, just pops it up. Wants a big mark. McLean in front, Jones! And Nathan Jones will kick from 20 metres. As good as directly in front. And just watch this contest, because you'll see McLean here almost protects Jones from the Bassett spoil. And Jones is able to stand in front of the pack and take the mark. Good work from Brock McLean. So the Demons, this opportunity to level it up. He makes no mistake. 2-1 apiece at the MCG. So Nathan Jones with his first goal of the afternoon, and Melbourne were able to level it up, and good patient stuff from Johnston. And it's always dangerous, Rob, when you kick to that part of the ground, even when numbers are there.
Well, it puts pressure on the defence, doesn't it? Johnson, he did well, actually. He just popped it up. There's no doubt that the Melbourne players would have been aware that under pressure, he just put it to the danger spot just in front of the goal square, came off.
Mark Rashudo having a breather.
He played 16 minutes, Tim. Hasn't had a possession yet.
Nathan Jones, strong mark, strong-bodied 19-year-old for Melbourne's second. McLean not able to escape there as Adelaide try and turn up the heat again. Griffin getting the kick forward. And Portpleasure, who has one of their 2 goals. Edwards has been busy. Not a bad kick. Clever Doughty knocking it on to Bizzle in the end. Bell, here's Jones again. Did it pretty well. Melbourne fans had their hearts in their mouths. Wheatley and Bate.
Bate playing as a centre-half forward, believe it or not. Playing on Stevens, a lead-up forward.
It's a short one over the top. Bell's had quite a bit of it for the Demons. Half a dozen possessions. With plenty of the first quarter still left.
So not much on for Daniel Bell.
No, and he was very uncertain, but he's done pretty well. Showed composure. Needed more on that to reach Neitz. Forced to retreat. Green is a long left foot kick. Robertson likes those situations, but Bassett is a hard man to beat. Melbourne in front by a point.
So McLeod kicks into the pocket. Edwards, as you can see, plenty of space. Runs to half-back. Delivers towards Van Berlo, who stretching to get there. Well done, Wheatley. Took Van Berlo and the ball over. And just ties things up on centre wing.
Griffin, the second ruckman for the Crows, now having a run. He's up against Johnson. Griffin got injured last week, but a very likely lad coming from Western Australia.
Johnson gets to the front. Try to get it to McLean.
Paul Johnson. You've just linked over his arm.
Good call by the umpire.
Edwards just getting the ball back in the nick of time. Travis Johnston kicks towards half forward. Out comes Bate. Melbourne looking okay here. Overlap provided by McLean. Robertson on the break over his head. And the numbers now with the Crows. Matner combines with Tawney. Just forced to retreat. Back to John Copp in the defensive goal square. He kicks it out wide, and Riley's got it at half back for Adelaide.
And he sees Edwards in space, and it was a good kick. Now Edwards with an open forward line to deliver to Bock and Carroll. Carroll now on Bock with Rashudo on the bench. Portpleasure was pushed. Yes, he was. He'll take the free. Looking forward. And he can line up for his second goal. Taken forward, as the umpire said, and there's not too much doubt about that.
No doubt about that at all. And Portpleasure's left foot should be suited by this angle.
So a chance for Adelaide to put its nose back in front.
Tough to get a game in this Adelaide team, Tim. Jericho, who I saw play last week, kicked a few goals, was the player who went out to make place for Rashudo.
Right foot kick and right through the middle. And the Crows lead.
Well, it's an even better angle if you're a right footer. And Mark Rashudo coming back onto the field, heading to the forward 50. They've got a forward line of just really good hard workers. Ian Perry, Bock, McGregor to come back into the team. Welsh, none of them you would say as stars, but they combine exceptionally well.
So Mark Rashudo back on the ground. Port Pleasure, 3 last week for the Crows. Already has 2 this afternoon. And played probably his best game of his short career against the Demons back in round 22 of last year. Knocked forward by Neitz. Chance for Johnston. Well done. Port Pleasure again committed his body. Kicks to the goal square and well done by Ward. He was able to get across Reed at best, and he marked in the back pocket for Melbourne.
He was going to test Edwards out there and see if there was a chance of escaping on his left side, but Edwards was quick. Kick still has Melbourne a little exposed here. Welsh twisting away from goal.
Hudson hurt badly, I think.
Gee, that'd be bad news. Matner now. Port Pleasure won out with McDonald, who was good enough.
Hudson is in real trouble. He's going to try to get there for this boundary throw in. Let's have a look at it here.
Of course, had a knee reconstruction, but that looks like a wrist or hand injury.
Well, let's see how he goes in the ruck contest.
Brave stuff. Bell again. Davey down the back end for the Demons. They need to hold firm here.
Knock it out! It's coming out!
The Crows being told to get the ball out. So Melbourne well placed in defence here. A baller.
And you can see he's still in trouble, is Ben Hudson.
There he is to do the ruck work against Paul Johnson. Crows in a goal-scoring region. Out towards Riley. Well tackled, dumped by Jones. And umpire calls for it.
That's it, Jonesy. Leave your message and go.
Well played by Jonesy. Umpire Margetts bouncing 40 metres from Adelaide's goal. Hudson down towards Port Pleasure. Now, and a free kick to Brock McLean. Crows by 5 points. Melbourne kicked the opening goal, and certainly for the first 5 or 6 minutes were very impressive. But Adelaide have certainly regained control as Davey delivers beautifully to Bate on centre wing. Running past outside is Brad Green. He uses it well as well. Nathan Brown.
4 marks to Bate leading up from that half-forward line.
Nathan Brown drives it deep inside, attacking 50. Well done by Thompson. Clever handball. Neitz. Now Stevens. They combine very well in defence, Adelaide. Now Bassett. Kick around the body to Neitz, who kept going. Now they turn defence into attack. Neitz needs a target up forward. Carroll read it very well. Out in front of Perry. Oh, gee, lucky not to get a free kick there, Nathan Carroll. Melbourne defence. Now, what's the umpire going to do here? He didn't drag it in, so we're going to get a bounce 40 metres from Adelaide's goal.
Simon Goodwin's just come back on the field for the Crows. Immediately, McDonald comes on to tag him.
Hudson arriving late, getting a hand onto it. McLean, good extraction. Wheatley gives it back to him and was able to slip away from Rashudo. He's a strong player, Brock McLean, and Rashudo just a bit rusty. Brown gives McLeod the slip. Not easily done. Big chance here, the Demons, but the kick was not great. And Adelaide have it well covered. Stevens laying a shepherd on Neitz to give Bassett all the time and space he needs. Tawney. Now Goodwin. Bit over 2 minutes left. John Cock having a good battle with Davey, who's taken the honours against him early, but has gone back in the last minutes of the quarter.
As we just saw there, they try to square it up into the corridor if they're coming off half back and wing, which is a good play. Just opens up the field for the Crows as they go forward.
Doughty, Shirley and Tawney. Long, not much there for Adelaide, and safely taken. Paul Wheatley.
Wheatley out wide to Green, who is the leading possession winner on the ground with 10. As we tick down to quarter time, and now Jeff White at right half back. Southern side, Robertson provides the lead. That's ignored. Instead, he chips over the top, back to Green. Just looking to slow things down. Just over 80 seconds left in the quarter. Off a step, kicks towards Robertson. Fist from Bassett effective. And we'll get a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for Melbourne.
Here's a collision. The player with an umpire. Umpire Margetts Perry running into him, bringing him down.
Collision or a hug?
Bit of both.
Hudson doing the ruck work against White, and Goodwin shoveled forward at ground level by Bruce, but we'll get another boundary throw in.
One good thing about this game is that neither coach is playing extra players behind the ball. No extra men in defence.
It's been good to watch. Hudson, backhander, cleverly. Van Berlo skidding it in the Rashudo direction. Bizzle might see it over. No, he's more attacking than that. Green and Bruce. White need to be controlled here, the Demons, and they are. Johnston receiving from Bruce. That was clever. Now, in the last minute, can they make something of this? Wheatley gives to Bate. Now loading up and going long is Wheatley. Very, very long. Just a little wide. And the Demons still trail by 4 points.
Bate has been fantastic at half forward for Melbourne. That's his 5th mark. He's played in front at every opportunity.
So the Crows bringing out Matt to Stevens, who kicks towards half forward. Good pressure coming from Bell, and a great follow-up tackle from Daniel Bell. He's turned it over. Well done. Johnston, Bruce, there's still 18 seconds. There's enough time for the Demons. Davey, can he get clear? Oh, gee, gave it to Bate, who was under the puck. Somehow was able to get a handle in the direction of Bruce, but Adelaide were there in number and forced the ball up just outside the attacking 50 for Melbourne. So unless there's a very quick kick and a Melbourne mark, you'd think that would be the quarter-time score. The Crows by 4 points. White gets it down, taken by Goodwin. And that's it. Quarter time at the MCG. Adelaide 3-1, leading by 4 points. Melbourne 2-3.
Very good quarter of football. I think that Demon supporters would be encouraged by what they've seen there. Their team jumped out of the blocks. They were getting plenty of the ball into their forward 50. Bate playing well centre half forward. Neitz looking dangerous. And young Frawley across the back line doing his bit. Jeff White in the ruck going well. There's Hudson, who's rucked tirelessly for the Crows this year. He'll get support from Griffin. But Adelaide looked dangerous when they kicked that long ball to leading forwards heading back towards the goal square.
So second quarter about to get underway. The Crows leading by 4 points. Can Melbourne hit back? White wins easily. Perry overruns it, eventually picks it up. Now a chance for Frawley. Ball still in dispute. And eventually the umpire calls for it, and we'll get a bounce on centre wing, southern side of the MCG.
Tackling of the players in modern football is so much better than it ever been. They really hit in hard, wrap their opponents up, and that's why it's hard to get a kick without somebody putting a bit of pressure on you.
Bruce got it to McDonald, who hacks it towards half forward. Well done, McLeod. Fists it clear. Chance for Wheatley. Had to sit and wait for it. Gave Edwards a chance to tackle him. Ball did come out. Now a chance. Sweeping handball by Dowdy. And Goodwin now away. Kicks it towards half forward. There's a holding infringement against Carroll. It'll go to Mark Rashuto. And the captain in his first game since round 20 last year with his first possession of the game.
And his good friend Simon Goodwin putting the pass to him. The infringement there by Carroll. Umpire in a perfect position to see it. And he stepped out something like 18 steps as Mark Rashuto. Puts the footy down, settles himself. I watched him in the warm-ups. He was kicking well there.
Well, he opened last season with 20 goals in the opening 5 games, stationed at full forward. An opportunity for his first here. It's a beautiful kick off the boot. Just drifting to the left. And a post of the result.
First possession of the footy for Rashuto would have felt good in the hands, but perhaps just a little toey on the kick. Wheatley to Carroll, who will breathe a sigh of relief, having given away the free kick. To Ward, to Bell. But Adelaide's ball in midfield. Shirley, now Griffin, and he pumps it long. Melbourne with numbers here against Perry, and also with Crummers. Bell, Ward. Free kick to the Demons. They don't want it. They're happy to take it away as quickly as possible. Wheatley again. And now Jeff White.
Melbourne playing Neitz and Robertson well back near the goal square, so they're hesitating a little bit when they get it here, the Demons, because there's no tall forward to spear it at.
Bate to Jones, who kicked one of Melbourne's 2 goals in the opening quarter. And he's made it tough for Robertson. He was surrounded, but out of bounds, not a bad result for the Demons.
Robertson opponent is Bassett, and Rutten back at full-back. Top of picture on David Neitz.
So Melbourne at half-forward. There's Jonathan Griffin. Just played 15% of the game last week and didn't get a possession. He's got a couple in this term already. Now a chance for Jones. Gets it 40 metres from goal. The kick just tugged it slightly left and misses. So the margin back to 4 points.
He's a likely type, Nathan Jones. He's hard, he's tough, he's aggressive, and he's the future for the Demons.
McLeod, that's what he's looking at.
They're just getting the old-fashioned huddle. It's a fantastic picture of it. You see the huddle at centre-half back, and then they're breaking out wide into space.
He's always got an answer, has McLeod. He's gone straight down the corridor, which isn't so great. Wheatley had a chance to mark that. Stevens, double go at the hand pass, but the first one was legal, presumably, and the second one was a fist in flight. But Goodwin kicking under pressure, straight to White. So Melbourne are doing well here, pressing effectively. Cameron Bruce is pretty good at finishing from this situation, and he does the job there. Demons in front.
And wasn't it great work from Matthew Bate and allowed Cameron Bruce, we'll watch it here, you'll just see Bate protect Bruce's back from Van Berlo. Van Berlo appealing for the free kick, but it gave enough time and space for Bruce not only to take the mark, but to play on. And there's another shot of it. Great selflessness by Matthew Bate creating that goal for Melbourne.
Well, it's just what you'd want, isn't it? He was prepared to take a hard hit for the team.
Neil Danaher, it's been certainly a tough 9 weeks, but plenty of hope today. The Demons by a couple of points. Early stages, second term. Griffin wins it down towards Goodwin. Couldn't get an effective handball away. Sylvia's tough and hard in the centre. Can't get clear. Doughty burrows under. He's held up. And a secondary bounce.
Well, you couldn't fault the endeavour of the Demons to this stage of the game.
Green and Bruce heading the disposal can on the ground. This time White gets rid of Griffin. Only as far though as Doughty. Bruce again. Kicks wide. Bate's got to be strong overhead. Couldn't quite hold on, but he gets the free kick. Melbourne fans love it. Kicks back inside. Cameron Bruce again normally uses it pretty well, and he finds Jones. Robertson was coming out on the lead. I think he was the target initially. Jones cutting across. We watched the free kick given away by Stevens. And as you can see, just holding onto the back of his jumper. And this the kick from Bruce. And Robertson, you can see in the background, just, I think, the target. But Nathan Jones, from 30 metres, kicks another one for the D's. So Melbourne have a couple of goals to start this second term. And now lead by 8 points. Cameron Bruce, 14 disposals. And he uses the ball so well that if he's going to get that much of the ball, he will hurt the opposition.
And it is time that Tyson Edwards really tightened up on Cameron Bruce, who is just dominating play at the moment. 14 disposals, helped set up the last 2 Demon goals, and there's a time and a place when you just got to change the way you're playing.
Such a barometer for Melbourne is Bruce, and now doing some good tackling. Edwards looked as though he was going to get the hand pass out, and that's another area where the game has developed so much. The ability to actually check players' hands and prevent disposal by hand. John Cock clever there, out the back door, and Edwards works it forward, but the quickest of them all and the slickest, Aaron Davey arrives and delivers beautifully to Brown in front of McLeod. Wheatley now taking it wide for Robertson. Bassett playing him close, has taken the honours so far. Clever Robbo. The bounce important. Van Berlo's got it. Stevens there in support. Now Matt, no, he was off. Davey had him too, and now he's putting Edwards under some pressure. Good stuff by Aaron Davey, but the Crows ride the storm. John Cock to Neitz, and the Crows looking to set it up now from midfield. They won't off this unless there's an error. White, and Melbourne again running in numbers. Bell. Demons playing confidently at the moment. Sylvia's virtually their centre-half forward right now. And he places it carefully for Neitz, but difficult from there. It's out of bounds.
Looking dangerous, the Demons moving the ball on quickly.
Good lead from Neitz. Ball just dropping short from the Sylvia kick. Melbourne controlling things at the moment. Lead by 8 points. And a boundary throw in just inside their attacking 50. Bruce was held in the contest. No free kick. Rutten spills over.
8.5 minutes in this second quarter, and the Crows have taken it over their forward 50 line just the twice.
Melbourne leading inside 50s, 22-16. Well done, Wheatley towards Davey. John Cock, well tackled. Davey had his arm and couldn't get a handball away, and Thompson, is that deliberate? No, throw it in. And Melbourne fans aren't so happy with the men in green at the moment. And of course, former Demon Scott Thompson there.
Only just had 4 disposals. Simon Godfrey doing a great job in closing him down.
Hudson, Neitz, well tackled again by Jones. So they're putting on the temps, Melbourne, in this second term. No free space at all for the Crows. There's the tackle from Nathan Jones. Well done by Paul Johnson, though taken by his opposing number in Hudson. Van Berlo scrambles it forward, gains 40 metres. Perry, Frawley just corralled him and did enough. So a boundary throw in the attacking side of the wing, this time for the Crows.
I think this is the most vocal we've heard the Melbourne supporters all year.
Yes, I think they would have come here today expecting some stiff resistance. 3-1 kick defeats in 4 games. It could do one of 2 things. It could break them, or it could really gird the loins. Now Edwards breaks away for Adelaide. Good Shepherd laid, and Rashuto did just enough.
Mark, free kick in a moment.
The 2 comeback men, Mark Rashuto and Darren Goldspink, combining in that. And on the replay, it looked as though it was enough. Good, firm grab of the ball.
Neil Danaher, quote of the week last week. Sometimes footy sucks. and it does. When you lose those narrow games, your team's given its all.
1 miss from Rashuto. His only disposal so far. Further out. Bigger miss. He has 2 behinds. The Demons lead is 7 points.
Quick kick coming in to Frawley. James Frawley, nephew, of course, of Danny. Good kick to Bate. Oh, strong hands again. And the arms chopped. So advantage paid here. Aaron Davey kicks towards half forward. Almost over the top. In fact, it's got opportunity here for Bruce. Draws the play and Neitz. Oh, he had more time than he thought, but it doesn't matter. Oh, he hit the post, did he?
It's a stick.
He had more time than he thought, but he could have handballed onto Jones to try and kick his 3rd, but he went all the way and just missed.
He's kicked them from there in the past. I think he knew what he was doing. Almost did it.
Oh, what a great mark by Green. Gives to Wheatley as Melbourne just keep on pressing here, and in the box seat is Cameron Bruce. Gives to Davey, didn't need to, doesn't matter. Demons by 14.
The courageous mark of Brad Green is what got the Demon supporters out of their seat. Have a look at it, running with the fly. This is courage at its best and skill. And then the ball given to Wheatley, who is a long kick of the footy. It was a bit of a floater.
Just very casual from Bruce.
Well, the good thing about that, Tim, Everybody's getting a touch. Everybody's feeling good about it. He could have gone back and kicked it himself. Aaron Davey feels good. He's kicked the goal. Brad Green feels good because his courage set it up.
Cameron Bruce, 16 disposals. He had 12 in the last quarter last week against the Kangaroos. So pretty good 3 quarters of football. Matner now, a chance for the Crows. A little indecisive, doesn't know where to go. Edwards, a little stumble, but regains ground. Kicks towards half-forward Bot and Carroll. Bot did brilliantly. Snap around the body. It's bending back, but not far enough. And over for a boundary throw-in. Simon Goodwin leads the disposal count for the Crows with 13, but Bruce with 16, Green with 14 for Melbourne. Johnson and Hudson. Hudson, brilliant knock to Wells. She's well tackled. Big Paul Johnson lumbers after it, knocks it to the advantage of Bizzle. Great to see Clint Bizzle back. Clears to the wing, leading in the race, Tawney. Picked it up very well. He's got a loose player inside the centre square in Stevens, who's away to McLeod, draws the player, Goodwin. Overlap provided by John Cocker, sweeps it even wider to Rutten, who's up from fullback, drives it low and hard. Good spoil from Bell. Recovered by Carroll, who pokes it out wide, and Neitz score. I thought he was going to take them up, but great stuff from Rutten. Fists it over. A boundary throw-in at half-forward for the Crows.
Melbourne supporters saying, what about a free kick to our captain? And maybe they're right, but gee, the desperation of Rutten, superb.
It was pretty clean work, wasn't it? On close analysis, Bruce to McLean, but Adelaide looked to be pretty well set up here. Rutten to McLeod. Got to do some scoring though, the Crows. Uncharacteristically ineffective kick from McLeod. Might yet come to something. Hudson squeezing it out. Neitz on the break. Chance for the Crows here. Perry. Well played by the Demons. Frawley just managing to edge it away.
Been impressed with James Frawley. Skinny young defender, number 8 for the Demons, but have a look at him. He's got a lot of growth and development ahead of him, but doing a job.
Clever palm down. Shirley. Thompson there. Kept himself over the ball pretty well. Umpire Goldspink calls for it.
Gee, it's a good game. No easy kicks. Umpired well.
And no easy scores. The Demons have managed 3 goals. Adelaide haven't kicked one in this second term.
Crows at half-forward, Shirley. Handball back to Thompson. Look out, well tackled. Ball spills free. Godfrey trying to get it. Paul Johnson did superbly to trap it. Knock it to the advantage of Bruce, who can't pick it up. And then his handball's a little too fierce for Nathan Brown. Looks up by Goldspink going to do here. He calls for it. And a bounce just the attacking side of the wing for the Crows.
Just something that Neil Craig, coach of the Crows, would be a little bit concerned about is that at this stage of the game, the Crows have handballed more than they've kicked.
Ball wide. Running onto it is Tyson Edwards. Chips it short. Perry in front of Frawley this time. He'll wheel onto the left boot and Perry. Kick inside, attacking 50. Welsh on the lead. Bell, good fist. Neitz and Welsh. Davey. Welsh breaks the Davey tackle. Did superbly. Left foot kick to the goal square. Carroll. Well done, Carroll. Did enough against Bot, and the numbers arrive. Carroll paddles it towards the boundary line. Can't pick it up, but he'll be happy with that result. And so are the Melbourne fans, who after 9 tough weeks are hoping that today might be their day.
Adelaide still looking for their first goal of the quarter. And they're not without a chance. Johnson, though, for Davey. Susie's got time and space, but isn't happy with what he sees, so concedes the behind.
Increasingly seeing more of Aaron Davey playing in the back half, which I think is really good because he's got so much skill. His stamina's pretty good. He can kick goals, but he can also be an attacking defender, a la Andrew McLeod.
Bell for the Demons. Bate, one out with Tawney. Tawney, wily old customer, but well handled there by Bate. So the throw in on the Demons half-forward line. Been good, Matthew Bate. Crows haven't kicked one for a long time, nearly a quarter.
Yes, 21-minute mark of the first quarter. Paul Pleasure kicked the last goal for the Crows. McLean hacks it out of the pack. Wheatley Matner, good tackle. Handball now, chance for Petterd. Petterd threads the handball through the congestion to Bate. Back to Petterd, he snaps and he goes. Melbourne out by 19. And great stuff there from Ricky Petterd, who's been a revelation, taken number 30 in last year's draft from Broadbeach in Queensland. And the Gold Coast life, Rob substituted for a life in Melbourne, but he's acquitting himself exceptionally well.
Well, the good thing about that goal, it was a combination of two youngsters, Petterd and Bate.
Worries for Neil Craig. Melbourne have kicked 4-0 in this second quarter. Adelaide can't find the way home. Old hands, Edwards and Goodwin work it forward. Welsh slid off his fist though to the Demons' advantage. Carroll, Bell and Ward take it away comfortably. Petterd, who kicked that last goal, very talented young player, sees John Cock end the ball over. He's come to Melbourne from the Gold Coast, but I have to drop it in. His background is Tasmanian. His father was a star for Hobart, and they moved north to live. He's come back south. McLean working it forward. McDonald now just blazing. That was all he could do. Rutten supported by Tawney. Good pressure from the Melbourne front half, and it's holding the ball. It's the D's free kick. Does the goal count? Yes, it does. It's Melbourne by 25 points.
Well, umpire Gold spent right onto that. He paid the free kick. It was against Tawney. Tackled so very well. And the umpire said, let's play advantage. We'll see the tackle here. And Sylvia threw himself. Desperation. That'll be on the highlights clip, no doubt about that. And then Bate follows up with the kick and a goal.
5-0 in a big second quarter from the Demons. Their best quarter of the season, perhaps.
Margin now 25 points wide decisively. McLean slips it to McDonald. Here they go again. Wobbly old torpedo inside attacking 50. Robertson can't control it. Brown, who's got the job on McLeod this afternoon. It's forced over, a boundary throw-in.
Last centre bounce, Mark Rashudo, who's been playing from the goal square, raced up to the line at centre half forward. As soon as the ball was bounced, he charged in. He knows something needs to be done.
White and Griffin taken by Goodwin, who just emerged from the pack somehow. Long towards half forward. Bell over the back. Chance for Hudson. Carroll, good pressure. Retrieve the footy. Couldn't get it quite an effective handball, though Bell picked it up off the wall, and here they come again. Brad Green's been outstanding. Possession number 16, long to half. Robertson up, couldn't take the mark. In fact, he's given away the free kick.
No, I think it might be a Melbourne free.
It's coming back to Robertson.
Stephen.
And it's against Scott Stevens on Robertson.
Happened early. Let's have a look at it.
There's Robertson in picture, and there's the push there. And he cannoned into Buck, I think, Robertson. But that was because of the push from Stevens. So
umpire Goldspink doesn't miss a trick. Does not miss a trick.
Russell Robertson kicked 3 goals in his return last week from just inside 50. It's a good kick. He's kicked another. Blistering second turn from Melbourne. 21 minutes old the quarter. They've kicked 6 already. Adelaide yet to score a goal.
Be interesting to see if Neil Craig decides to put some extra players behind the ball. This onslaught cannot be allowed to continue, or it'll be game over for the Crows before half-time.
Russell Robertson gets into the act. Let's have a look at it from a different angle. I don't know whether there was a lot of contact there. I reckon Robertson made a pretty good job of it, but it's in the book. The Demons have kicked 6 unanswered. Going into this game, they had won 1 out of 9 second quarters this year. They are going to win this one by a big space. It's a rare event to see Adelaide carved up like this.
Neil Craig has put extra numbers in defence, but the demon opponents have gone with them. In effect, Melbourne's playing with 9 forwards at the moment.
Van Berlo takes it wide to Rutten.
And that's good coaching by Neil Danaher, not to let the Crows have extra numbers.
Melbourne by 31. Nathan Bock down at the back end of the ground.
And maybe they just need to chip it around a little bit so that Melbourne can't get their hands on the ball, because every time Melbourne get it, it's a goal.
You just see top of screen there, not one player inside the attacking 50 for the Crows at the moment.
Yeah, Melbourne supporters filthy on this, but don't blame the Crows, blame your own players for not manning up. It's got to be one apiece all over the field now.
And they have got them one apiece because Bock's got nowhere to go. He's the only man not taken, Rob, because no one's coming to him, so he's just treading water.
Jeff White says, I've had enough. I'm going to come down and have a go at you.
Oh, that's farcical. Throw in.
It's players being disciplined, Tim, to do what they're told, which is go man apiece, but it's foreign to us, isn't it?
Well, where's the man who's with the player who's got the football?
And look at that, Melbourne have not led at half-time in a game of this season.
Get it out! No.
So a ball up. Whatever happens, Adelaide have got to do plenty of scoring to get back into this game.
A little bit rattled, the Crows, at the moment.
It's unusual territory for them. They have, over the last couple of seasons, been the best defensive outfit in this competition, but today they've been rattled by this Melbourne onslaught. Neitz blazes here. Oh, a beautiful torpedo curl on that ball. It looked as though it was on its way out of bounds, and it just kept curling with the boundary line.
Now, if the ball crosses the line in flight, is it out of bounds? Because that ball did, and it spiralled back into play.
I think it is.
I think it could be too, but it'd be a brave boundary umpire to do it.
He'd be lynched in front of the Melbourne members there. So White wins the knock and was held, and will take the free kick, Jeff White. Jeff White, game number 241. His best season back in 2004, and he earned All-Australian selection and won the best and fairest for the Demons. Bizzle, in just his 3rd game of the year. Didn't play at all in 2006, Clint Bizzle. Carroll. Target is Bell, couldn't hold on, dragged Doughty down though, got him out of the contest. Perry, confronted by Wheatley, back to Doughty. Edwards look out, he shrugged off Davey. Not the second time though, back to Perry, chips it short, well done Jones. Reading the kick from Perry, marks at centre half back.
The kick was semi-smothered, so the ball's in play, it hit the ground anyway. Green to Johnston. And he's a good man to be carrying the ball in this kind of situation. Neitz on the lead. Nothing Rutten could do. Distance will be beyond Neitz here, but Melbourne are dangerous again. He has summed it up beautifully. And Paul Wheatley, from just outside 50 when he kicked, could kick that distance.
Distance not a problem to the man with the football. Accuracy is the only question. Here's a thumping long kick of the ball. That was a terrific pass by David Neitz. You can see the big fella gets up, scans, and off one step goes bang.
Hasn't kicked a goal this season, Wheatley. This would be huge for Melbourne. Coming back, squeezing home, and the Demons are romping away with this. £37 the margin.
One of their problems this year, Rob, has been the number of players that have been able to kick goals already. We've still got a few minutes to go until half-time. They've got 8 individual goal kickers, so it's a great sign.
It is a good sign.
So Melbourne, quite remarkably, 7 goals to 0 in this second term, and the margin's out to 37 points. White and Hudson. White wins again. A little fumble from Van Berlo allows Johnston in. His kick run down. Now Petterd off to Jones. Jones kicks it wide. It's okay. Bruce's mark. So Cameron Bruce too far out to score. Robertson breaks for him, and the kick is low. It's too short for Robertson. Forced to handball back to Bruce, who lumbers through attacking 50. Drives it low into the goal square, and well done McLeod, who took a very clever mark at the back of the pack. And Adam McLeod can relieve the pressure. He's kicked to Hudson, and the Crows out of trouble.
McLeod conjuring there. Edwards now. Long ball for Perry. Adelaide still looking for their first of the quarter in the last 4 minutes of the term. Brock back up forward. But again, they're forced to work it around in midfield, and sometimes they can be a little cumbersome in their build-ups. John Cock and Rashuto on the lead, but further out than for either of his other two shots. He goes for Welsh, plenty against him, and it's all Melbourne when the ball comes off the pack. Godfrey to White, and he has Petterd unmanned on the wing. Lightly built, but very talented, but not so good. Davey, Edwards.
Where'd you say he was from?
Gold Coast. Bock arriving too late. Big fist from Carroll. John Cock hasn't had a major impact. Had a look, placed it for Welsh. Bell doing enough. Maybe he didn't do enough. Yes, he did. Well played, Daniel Bell. And the Demons hold firm.
Should have been a free kick for this tackle, Bell. That's the second time we've seen him prevent a Welsh goal. He was tackled and put the ball on the ground. So great stuff from Daniel Bell. Even 6 goals now in favour of the Demons. Johnston wanting Sylvia. Sylvia couldn't quite mark. Oh, gee, run down. Tackle was superb coming from Rashuto. He forces a boundary throw-in. There's the attempted mark by Sylvia and the chase from Mark Rashuto. It looks fit. Missed a lot of football. Hudson knocks it down. Davey can't control it. Poor pleasure. Good first quarter. Haven't seen him much in this second term. Corny from outside 50. Kicks to a vacant goal square and kicks a superb goal. Jason Tawney, the unlikely goal kicker for the Crows. Their first of the quarter. And that was a wonderful effort from just outside 50.
Best goal I've ever seen Jason Tawney kick. I coached him at Richmond many years ago now, but he's been in the system for a long while and played just about all his career as a defender. But as soon as he got that, he looked up, there was no one to pass it to, so he just said, I'll have a crack, and he got it.
High praise from Robert Walls during the break. The best goal he's ever seen Jason Tawney kick, the best of his 28 career goals in over 180 games from his former coach at Richmond. But away go Melbourne again. Johnston to the 50. Bruce having to go the spoil. Covered by Tawney at the other end of the ground, having just kicked Adelaide's first for the quarter. Melbourne with a 2-on-1. Green, very good with his feet. Spearing that to Neitz. That was a glorious pass. And the skipper, who's played a small role in the onslaught, just one goal, and that came in the opening quarter.
Tell you what, all these Melbourne players, you think they should trade, Rob? They've all been outstanding today. Well, you've fired them up.
You might get a first-round draft pick for them.
From a long way. It's a long kick, and it is absolutely right through the middle. The Demons extend the lead again.
And of course, coming up at half-time, Melbourne chairman Paul Gardner. I bet you the chairman's pretty happy with his first half, Tim.
I think every Melbourne fan in the land would be very happy with this half. An 8-goal second quarter.
Some concerns for Neil Craig.
Well, he's got some concerns, all right. Neil Danaher, 8 goals this quarter with only a minute or so to play. He says, I'm going to put Brad Green into the back line to make sure the Crows don't get another goal.
Jeff Wood's been outstanding. Nathan Jones, very good. Chips it wide. James McDonald's done another job today. Little fumble there, allowing Dowdy to come in, but the tackle was too high.
Thanks, Robbie. You stand, buddy, right there.
And enough time perhaps for a ninth goal. This is their best quarter of the year. Their previous best was last week against the Kangaroos. In the final quarter, they kicked 7 goals to the Demons. But outstanding play in this second term.
Well, Green's been sent back just to make sure they hold on to this great advantage they've got in the second quarter. Melbourne fans aren't happy with it because they're sort of saying, well, we've kicked 8 goals, let's go for 10.
Carroll.
They're not happy, Rob, but they're not really unhappy the way fans sometimes are with this.
I just wonder what Neil Danaher will say at half-time. He hasn't been in this situation all year.
Oh, great tackle from McDonald on Neitz, and that's it. What a wonderful quarter by the Melbourne Football Club. 8 goals to 1, and they go into the long break leading for the first time this year. They lead by 6 goals.
Fantastic quarter of football, and to the Melbourne supporters who've come along, well done. Congratulations to you. You've supported your team through a hard part of this first half season, and it is just fantastic to see them get these goals on the board.
Melbourne President Paul Gardner will join us during the half-time break. Don't go away. Melbourne lead by 6 goals. Prosciutto and the Crows are looking down the barrel of a 6-goal deficit. So busy is that top group of teams that a loss here will send Adelaide plunging many places towards the foot of the top 8.
If Melbourne can get the first goal of this second half, it will be extremely hard for the Crows to get up.
Demons by 6 goals, third quarter underway. White again to Bruce. His handball a little astray. Edwards all crashing through. Well played by Godfrey. Sylvia, who's a very strong player. Little tunnel ball to Wheatley. Frawley getting involved for the Demons, but the Crows do well enough to tie it up. And another bounce. Blistering second quarter by Melbourne. 8 goals to 1. Their best quarter of the year.
Adelaide going with just Prosciutto in the forward 50.
White. Again, out wide towards Bruce, was outstanding in the first half. Davey, little fumble, allows Goodwin in, poor pleasure, pushed in the back by Davey. He turned it over, it was a good mark by Bell, who was outstanding in the first half. McDonald and Davey combined. Wheatley kicked a wonderful long goal deep into the second term. Kicks it wide, and Bate again, another
hand in the back.
Yep.
A hand in the back.
Matthew Bate, 6 marks, 11 disposals in the first half. Kicks towards Neitz. Oh, well done. Oh, brilliantly right by Bruce. Cameron Bruce kicks around the body and misses. Decided to come back and cut back inside and kick it around the body. I wonder whether he had enough time just to run straight at the goals, as we've seen him do many times before, but offline, and that would have been valuable.
That's what our old mate Tommy Hafey used to describe as too much finessing.
Too much finessing, yes. Well, he's so clever the way he can angle it on the boot. If it had have come off, we wouldn't have thought twice about it.
Christy, you've got an update for us.
Yes, Tim, Brent Riley from the Crows has succumbed to an ankle injury. He thought he might have been able to come back on in the second term, but he couldn't, so they've got the ice on it now and he won't come back on for the rest of the game.
If Melbourne don't win that game, they will rue that moment. The goals were staring Cameron Bruce in the face. He's a wonderful player, but I just wonder if he did overcook it a little. Here's Bassett staring into the eyes of Nathan Jones. Now Porplesia, who has 2 of Adelaide's 4 goals, has had to come up to the wing for this possession. Oh, gee, you wouldn't want to be stuck between those two, would you? Frightening prospect. Porplesia into the 50. White in good posse. Perry had to go the spoil. Thompson has been well quelled by Godfrey. Just half a dozen possessions in the first half. Scott Thompson. Doughty. Now Prosciutto. And now Shirley. And surely he won't miss. He does! Or did he? He did.
Poked at the footy. Just poked at the footy. Only kicked it about 20 metres.
Now, here was the miss from Cameron Bruce a few moments ago. Yeah, he cut back inside and missed that opportunity, but gee, that was nothing compared to this miss from Robert Shirley, who ran to 20 metres right off the side of the boot. So a bad miss. Davey's got it half back for Melbourne, in a bit of trouble, got it to Ward. Ward jams it on the left boot, just kicks it wildly. Brown and McLeod. Nathan Brown's had the job at half forward for Melbourne on the dangerous Andrew McLeod. Tawney. What about his goal in the second term? Chips it towards half forward. His target was his captain, Rashuda, but Davey contested well and knocks it over for a boundary throw-in.
And isn't it good to see Aaron Davey getting back, helping out in that back half? Well done. Put the fist on it, put it out of play. Shirley's got the tagging job on Cameron Bruce, who just ran riot in that first half with 20 disposals.
Well, it's driven him insane by the look of his shot for goal a moment ago. Here's a chance now. Goodwin swinging it long with that trusty left. Oh, Welsh a ripper. Absolute beauty from Scotty Welsh. Didn't do Ian Perry a whole lot of good, but Adelaide fans will be more concerned about the shot for goal that's coming up. That was a classic.
Top of the shoulder blade of Perry, absolutely crunched.
And may well be coming off, Perry. He is, in fact.
And that will worry Adelaide fans as Welsh. Oh, no! That is unbelievable. 3 almost gimme shots for goal at either end. And the problems for Adelaide just compound.
Bring it back out. Bring it back out. Clear the area out.
Well, another easy miss in the opening minute of the first quarter. Scott Welsh marked in the 10-yard square, 10-metre square, played on and was tackled by Bell before he could get boot to ball. The Demons bring it out. Brad Green on the southern wing. Kicks towards half forward. White. Couple of kicks from goal. Back to Bell, who runs hard. Arches the back. Escapes from Matner. Runs inside 50. Kicks across the face. Robertson up. Couldn't quite take the mark. Got hands on it. Now behind to the Demons.
In a bit of trouble, Ian Perry. They've taken him straight down to the rooms, and Christie might be able to give us an update soon, but he looks in real trouble. And with Riley with an ankle injury, Perry off with that knock to the back. They are in a bit of strife.
Rashuda needing to be used somewhat sparingly in his return. Options limited. White to Davey. Big factor in Melbourne's outstanding first half. Now Robertson, he'll be hemmed in here. Oh, Bruce has been magic today. He didn't go for broke, he set it up. Adelaide have it covered. Neitz, John Cock. And time and space here. Well, he puts it into a contested situation. Well played by Ward on poor pleasure. And Melbourne win the footy. Wheatley's kick, though, not so good. Just had more carry than anyone expected. Hudson to John Cock. Uncertainty about Adelaide, though. Not their normal fluency. It's a lovely kick from Mr. Perfection. McLeod finds poor pleasure.
Rashuda offers the lead. Carroll his opponent. So poor pleasure eventually kicks towards Stevens, who can't take the mark at the stretch, and the boundary throw-in will result. Well, you'd think they'd need to outscore Melbourne, the Crows, by 3 goals, Rob, at least, just to give themselves a chance at three-quarter time. If they can get the margin back to about 18 points, they'll be right in it.
No, you're both holding each other.
Hudson. McDonald. Best and fairest last year, James McDonald. Good little left foot kick. Marks taken by Petterd.
Hold there, Bucky. Play on.
The Tasmanian come Queenslander. Shovels it back to Travis Johnston.
Not 15. Play on.
Pokes it back to James McDonald. A little fiddly here, the Demons. Handball over the top. McLean. Hemmed in across the boundary line. Neitz. He gets around him. Back to Johnston. Back to McLean. Brock McLean from 50. Kicks to an open goal square. And the marks dropped by Nathan Brown. He shovels it back to Robertson, who suckers a goal. It's a goal. Replay Goldspin confirms. And Melbourne out to a 7-goal advantage. It was a bit fiddly on the wing, but they worked it through. Good running by Brock McLean, who gave the handball, got it back, and really put the Adelaide defence under pressure.
Well, some damning evidence there for the Crows, because Brock McLean just accelerated away from his opponent And there just wasn't enough chase.
Van Berlo immediately put his hand up claiming he touched it, hence the conference between the umpires.
And Darren Goldspink right on the action there, saying no way known was it touched, so we got the all clear.
Shirley well tackled. Just gets worse for Adelaide. This is their blackest day for, I would think, a year or two. Now Rashuto receiving from Edwards. Of course, it's not too late to undo some of the damage. From a long way, the Roo gives it the thump. It's a beauty. It's a monster. It's his first goal on the comeback trail.
What was good about the Rashuto goal, his 2 set shots in the first half, he took his full 30 seconds to line them up, step it out. He walked in pretty slowly. This time here, he knows he's got to wind up. A couple of little stutter steps, 3 or 4 big steps, and kick right through the footy.
So Mark Rashuto with his first goal of the season. Adelaide come again, or Thompson handball to himself. I don't think that counts. Gives it up to McLean. High inside attacking 50. Robertson got a hand on it. Neitz has it. Oh, he tried to shovel it through to Nathan Brown. Eventually he got it to Davey. Davey's well tackled. Back to Neitz. Handball out wide. John Cock in the way for the Crows. Got it to Van Berlo. Now McLeod. And they work it out of defence again. Uncharacteristic wobbly old kick from McLeod. Coming up to meet a Paul Pleasure. Gee, I've been impressed with his game. Sweeping handball inside. Oh, gee. Big Hudson couldn't handle it, although he applies a good tackle. Van Berlo's well tackled by McDonald. And the umpire calls for a bounce on the wing.
Crows have moved Stevens to full forward. Rashuto's playing up in front of him.
Umpire Henry. White climbing into that, bashing it, but straight to Edwards. The front on smothering attempt calls the high ball, and Brad Green for the second time today with the fly. And he'll get 50 here. He deserves every metre of it.
It's a statement, Tim, isn't it? When you see a player doing that. Saw him do it in the second and now in this third quarter.
Yes, a sometimes maligned player, Brad Green. He finds Petterd, who can have a go for his second goal and regain his Tasmanian citizenship.
Do you claim Nick Revolt?
Depends how he's going.
Yeah, you're good.
He makes me feel old. I called his uncles and his father, I think, playing footy in Hobart. Petterd, good contact, not quite enough float, almost a mark to Johnson. What was it, Griffin? The latter.
Goldspink gave it to the man behind.
He likes a bit of controversy. Bock towards Bassett. Oh, Petterd! Oh, yes. The boy from Hobart is on fire. Another Tasmanian. Green, long ball. Too long for Neitz. And
hands in the back.
Bock. Oh, it is.
Hands in the back against Bock.
Right in the middle of his back. Right in the middle.
The controversy lives on. Ooh,
I'm not sure the hands were in the back. I'd love to have another look at that.
I agree, Rob.
I'd love to have another look at that. Umpire Goldspink said the hands were right in the middle of the back. Well, let's see after the goal's kicked. Well, maybe there is a football coma.
Margin 37 points.
We were talking about the drug code at half-time. I wonder whether it was being breached down in the rooms as we were having the discussion. Tongue-in-cheek, of course.
Driving kick to the centre of the ground. Paul Pleasure flies. Ball wide. Matner. And it's tied up again. Thompson with it. Tackled by Godfrey.
Thanks, fellas. Let go. Let go now. Let go.
Just about would have finished the Crows had Robertson put that through.
Margin 37 points. Crows just hanging in there at the moment. Goodwin. Good handball. John Cock gets the call out wide from Edwards, who delivers towards half forward. Not quite. Welsh couldn't hold on. And Bell has been very good. Squares it. Green. Possession number 24 is affected. Bruce, possession number 25. Loose player in half forward, Colin Sylvia. Sylvia chips it hard towards Robertson. Bassett's got him hemmed in on the boundary line. Neitz and Rutten. Rutten retrieves the footy. He's well tackled. Robertson fighting on. Bassett trying to get back the ball. Smothered by Sylvia. Petterd. Now McDonald. Robertson off a step. Can't get the purchase on the ball. And a boundary throw-in. It's hectic out there. That's the incident.
Hands in the back. Hands in the back.
Oh, gee, that was...
Hands in the back to Robertson. No.
That's a forearm, Rob.
No hands in the back.
That wasn't a free kick.
Well, was there a push? That ought to be the question that is asked. The rule used to be push in the back.
Well, we had Goldspeak mic'd up, and he said hands in the back.
There's only one of them there. Right there,
and there's a different signal for a push and the hands in the back. They're basically interpreted differently, so he definitely said hands in the back.
McDonald's ball for the Demons. Davey lurking from outside 50. It is a lovely long kick. It's a behind. Raining behinds in this quarter. In fact, 4 very gettable shots missed, 2 at either end of the ground. The Demons' lead is 38 points.
Just over halfway through this third quarter, Crows need to get something happening here. Good pressure from McLean, illegal pressure, and advantage paid. Dowdy. Neitz will want his left side here. Neitz decides to kick on the non-dominant side, but does it well. Pleasure presenting well. Off the Buck, who drives it deep towards the goal square. Carroll couldn't hold on. Well tackled by Rashudo. Handball to the line. Now what's the umpire going to do here? Bell knocks it over. Boundary throwing.
Scott Welsh got an elbow to the chin in that marking contest. You can see him holding it.
So, 15 minutes into this third quarter, Crows need a goal. Van Berlo knocks it out. Welsh, had his legs taken by Godfrey.
Knock it out!
Been a really good contest between Welsh and Bell. You can see Welsh there, kicked goals last week, hasn't kicked a goal so far today. Bell, his opponent, had 17 disposals, playing really well.
Adelaide averaging only 12 goals a game. Already they've conceded 11 today. They're going to have to get it right at both ends of the ground to salvage this. Thought Tawney might have been a little bit stiff there, but no free kick. Melbourne with numbers and Petterd. She's a good young player, having a terrific debut season since making his debut in Sydney a few weeks back. Travis Johnston, that was clever. That was beautifully done, and he drew the tackler, and Davey now has got it onto the boot. Good pressure from Adelaide.
Great chase from John Cock.
McLeod, good ball under pressure. Goodwin, and he spotted the targets in midfield. Griffin, Edwards. Adelaide have got to start kicking goals. Oh, great effort, Bell. Terrific effort, Bell. Made the spoil, made the tackle, and puts it into a 50-50.
And look at the raps and the pats that he's getting. Daniel Bell, you are starring.
He's had a great game.
Saw him a couple of years ago in Sydney show enormous courage, and I thought at the time this kid's going to be okay, and he is.
Yeah, well, he's taken number 14 back in the 2002 national draft, so he was a first-round pick. Now just living up to that promise. Umpire Goldspeak to restart play the attacking side of centre for the Crows. Pleasure knocks it clear. Gee, Goodwin was being held through that contest. No free kick. Van Berlo. Handball at close quarters to Stevens. Around the body. Rashudo and Carroll. Rashudo. Soccer off the ground by Welsh. Is off on the
Can't take a trick, can he?
Scott Welsh.
Sometimes football sucks.
Not sucking for the Demons today. 37 points is their lead. And really Adelaide making no ground. They've kicked 1 goal in this quarter. They've kicked 2 since quarter time. Bell's short kick to Jones. Nothing short about that. Fine mark. Bizzle. He's quite an aerialist, Clint Bizzle. Godfrey to Davey. Excellent 2-grabber. The Demons are firing today, and here comes Neitz. Kind bounce, bad hand pass. Has supporters. Wheatley, clever. Bate, good chase, Magna. McLeod in the way. And always sums things up quickly and astutely. Bassett to Van Berlo, and McLeod just kept coming. Didn't stop. And knew just where he was going. To Rashuto. Good effort, Carroll. And taking the crumb away, Johnson.
Johnson now draws a player. Handball to Jones. Jones confronted by Neitz. Around him. Kicks towards Bruce. Griffin going back. Almost took the mark. Desperate stuff by the Adelaide defence. Rutten. Edwards. Now he delivers to Van Berlo. But the Crows just not making an impression on the scoreboard. Portlesia. Good second effort, although he hit the ground after the bump from Davey. Davey pedals to his own advantage. Clever kick around the body. Does it stay in? Yes, just. McDonald. Lead coming forward from Bate, who marks above his head. Geez, been wonderful today, Matthew Bate.
Mark 7.
40 metres from goal, angle about 55 degrees, so it will require a very good kick, but they've got the answers at the moment, Melbourne.
They have. Aaron Davey's been sensational from Melbourne. He's had 19 disposals and spent more time outside of the forward 50 than in it.
He's having a break, hence the applause in the background.
So Bate, drop punt. Oh, it's a superb kick. It's a goal. Biggest lead of the match. The margin out to 43 points. And gee, the task almost impossible now for the Adelaide Crows.
Just the speed of Aaron Davey. Just breaks open games.
Devastating day for Neil Craig. His team 43 points down. Brilliant goal by Matthew Bate. And this is the real Melbourne standing up at the MCG. Thompson to Rashuto. There's not much on the end of it. There is a one-out contest, and Bell has done it again on Welsh. And that was a Bruce Dool-like spoil. Straight to his teammate. Daniel Ward to Godfrey to McDonald. And Wheatley, Melbourne sharing it around, teaming well. John Cock and Sylvia. Well played, John Cock. Edwards ignored the short target inside, goes a little longer. Stevens, and now Simon Goodwin just too far out. Mantner is a good long kick, but he can't get clear, can't get balanced. Shirley, Goodwin, long, not much at the drop for the Crows. Now there is Thompson. But Godfrey's had his number all day. And it just stayed alive. Clever hand pass Green. Tunneling it toward Melbourne with all the composure and aplomb of their best days. And eventually it's over. Aaron Davey. Rob, I think this is as complete a game as we've seen from him. Both ends of the ground, hard work.
Just been so impressed. He's had 9 disposals in this third quarter and is having a break at the 21-minute mark.
Johnson wins it, but sharked by Van Berlo. Rashuto threads the handball. Shirley kick towards full forward and cutting across Carroll, affecting the spoil. Now Stevens is be first on this, deep in the pocket. Oh, a little fumble, can't pick it up. It stays in. Scott Stevens, an impossible angle, kicks it across the ground. Welsh has paid the mark. Right on the boundary line, deep in the pocket, gives himself some room and kicks across the ground out on the full.
It's his third miss of the corner.
Free kick to Melbourne in the back pocket.
Carroll gives to Wheatley and to McLean, and Melbourne have the southern wing to themselves. Brad Green running into space, although McLeod closes on him and prevents the long ball into half forward. But Nathan Brown, McLeod's opponent, sees the moment, runs to 60, takes it wide, and White, fine mark. Melbourne doing some inspired things. Jeff White not only with the impossible shot from out there, but dazzled by the sun, almost have to kick blind.
Well, he's been up in the goal square for the last 5 minutes while Johnson's been doing the ruck work for the Demons.
We're talking up Melbourne's winter sunshine. It's not exactly a warm day. not a bad effort by White, but just a behind. The margin is 42 points. The Demons in control. You know, one of our crew members here, before today's game, he's going to remain nameless. He said Melbourne supporters were drawing a line in the snow about the team's performance.
Yes, well.
Neil Danaher. There's a bit of Leighton Hewitt, I think, in that. A bit of come on. Tawney. Neitz. Now Bock. Bock now towards half forward. Getting across Port Pleasure.
Good player, isn't it?
Oh, it's a great story. Little left foot kick. It was a little pokey. Didn't quite get to Thompson. He's got to get it out, Scott Thompson. It's now with Jones. And the umpire calls for it.
Crows have taken Scott Wells from the field. He's been benched, and now they're playing Griffin at full forward, Hudson doing the ruck work. So the two big fellas on.
Just 2.5 minutes left in the quarter. White has been very good. Chance for Neitz. Shares it with Doughty, who has just pushed off the kick at the right time from Jones, forcing the error. And the mark's taken by Brett Green in the back pocket.
Hunger for the contest has been Melbourne all game, and that's something that you rarely see with this Crows team, to be beaten in that aspect of the game.
Short kick to Carroll. Right on the goal line. Loose player Wheatley. Paul Wheatley coming in for his 18th disposal. He's been very good again this afternoon. Ward. Less than 2 minutes left in the quarter. Petterd kicks it short to White. So just maintaining possession at the moment.
Low scoring quarter, just 2 goals to Melbourne. Now that's okay because the Crows have just kicked the one.
Green back to Ward to Wheatley. So plenty of options for Melbourne as they laboriously work their way from defence. And Wheatley just casually kicks it back to Ward. Well, they'll be very happy going into three-quarter time with a 44-point advantage. The margin as it stands at the moment. Crows led by 4 at quarter time. 8 goals to 1 in the second quarter to Melbourne saw them ahead by 36 at the long break. The margin at the moment 44 as we tick in to the final seconds of the third quarter. Good kick by McLean, finds White. And Jeff White now an opportunity to, well, maintain possession, or perhaps will Melbourne try and kick a late goal.
It's not pretty to watch, but I guess the last thing they want to do is concede a late one to Adelaide and let them go to their huddle with their tails up.
They had 12 marks in a row there, Tim, and it's just slowing the tempo down, keeping possession of the ball and maintaining the win for the quarter. Now that was just ridiculous by Hudson.
That wasn't hands in the back, that was a push in the back. It's White's ball, and he might be a rough chance from out there. The man on the mark right on, not just on the 50s, on the digits. No, White doesn't go for it. He puts it in the Robertson direction. Couldn't get the run up at that. Bassett played him well. Neitz to McLeod. McLeod can hold his head up as he always can. Doughty lays the shepherd for him. McLeod with not too much to go to. The quarter comes to an end. Since quarter time, Melbourne have kicked 10 goals to 2 to totally dominate this game. A match between 3rd and 15th on the table, and the underdogs lead by 44 points at the last change.
A good quarter of football by Melbourne. It wasn't a high-scoring quarter. It wasn't a pretty quarter of football, but it was an effective quarter by the Demons. Maintained their lead, a strong lead they had at half-time. Kicked a couple of goals. More importantly, restricted the Crows to just 1. Very hard to see the Crows getting up in this.
Third quarter produced only 3 goals, 2 to the Demons, 1 to Adelaide. Both teams should have kicked at least a couple more. There was some wasteful kicking up front, but Melbourne have extended their lead to 44 points and look untouchable now. The drought. Well, there's been some rain in Melbourne during the week. It does start to feel as though the drought's broken. Some interesting names on that list. Robert Walls. It looks as though a couple of those Melbourne players might read the Saturday Morning Age.
Well, you might be right there. It's amazing, isn't it? Davey and Bruce Green. There was talk about them. They've all got plenty of the ball and played particularly well. Disposals there. Well, disposals to Adelaide don't mean that much because you really should be looking at their forwards, and they have not had a winning forward other than perhaps Porplesia, who's broken even with his opponent. But as far as Perry goes, it just hasn't happened.
Christie before the first bounce.
Thank you, Tim. Well, we are just trying to confirm what has happened to Ian Perry. He's been in the room since he came off. He went in there with the doctor. The way he was holding his arm, it looked like it may have been a shoulder injury or a wrist injury. He was kneed in the back, in the shoulder, so I'm thinking it may be shoulder, but we're just waiting on the doctor to come out and confirm that.
It's a tough enough game getting hit by the opposition, isn't it? But your own teammate comes through and there's not much you can do.
And he didn't kick the goal either, Welsh. Which wouldn't have even pleased Ian Perry. There's Mark Rashudo back in the Crows outfit today. Kicked a wonderful long goal. The only Adelaide goal in the third quarter, but it hasn't been enough.
Final turn. The Demons half an hour away from their first win since the final series last year. Michael Doughty puts Adelaide into attack. They really have to go for broke, which is not their normal style, the Crows. Porplesia well tied up by Ward.
We just see Thompson going out a picture on the left there, number 5 for the Crows. He's been tagged by Simon Godfrey, and as there he is there, just had the 9 disposals. Godfrey's done a sensational job in blanketing him.
Yes, Thompson's been a very important player for Adelaide this year. So a big job by Godfrey on a former teammate. Another throw in a bit further from Adelaide's goal.
The Crows have gone with Thompson virtually at full forward. Stevens is playing down in the forward line for the Crows, and so too Welsh, who's had a dog of a game.
Hudson tries to clear it up. Jones dives on it for Melbourne.
Mike, hey, that's it. Well, that's okay. That's a good tackle.
Compliments from the umpire. So a bounce 55 metres from Adelaide's goal. They need an early one. What an understatement that is. Doughty couldn't control it, does now. Goodwin jams it on the left boot to the top of the goal square. Good fist from Bell again. Picked up by Stevens. Composed left foot snap is a goal. Well done, Scott Stevens. So the margin 38 points. They'll need a lot more of that sort of play, Rob.
Yes, they will. And it started from Hudson, who just set the Crows up with some clever ruck work, put it to advantage, and the Crows able to take it forward. But, gee, they handball a lot, the Crows, and I know it's their game plan, but they've just got to go for broke with some long kicks into the forward 50 because they've got to get a lot of goals in a short amount of time to win.
I'm sure Neil Danaher doesn't believe this is over.
Oh, absolutely. Look, he's been through hell, the Demon coach, over the last couple of months, and he won't relax until that siren goes with his team in front and they can put away the first 4 points for the year.
Hudson rucking it, roving it, just couldn't get the kick away. Crows have kicked the first. That's what they needed, a kick start. But Melbourne will be very, very determined to prevent them from gathering momentum. They've waited too long for this. Darren Goldspink bouncing it with perfect verticularity. Jones well tied up.
Ball, no chance.
And Darren will have another crack at it. Crows need 7 goals minimum to win this match. And they've only kicked 6 for the day. They've come in dribs and drabs. The traffic is heavy and slow in the middle of the Melbourne cricket ground, and umpire Goldspink in the old-fashioned way breaks it up with a free kick, and the Crows can build quickly again. Shirley to Goodwin, clever kick, tough for Porplesia there, needed lots of courage. Edwards, Crows have got to be clean. Demons have got numbers around it.
Numbers is what the Demons have had all game. They've just really run hard to get numbers back. You can see Thompson now. He's got a new opponent in Frawley. And I think Neil Danaher was a little worried about Godfrey playing virtually as a fullback. So he's put the taller young Frawley back there.
White wins it down to Davey. Operating in the last line, just concedes the behind. So
he's done that a couple of times today, Aaron.
They've got a few to play with, though, the Demons. And the kick comes into Cameron Bruce. Disposal number 26. Over the top to Frawley. Liked his game this afternoon from the wing. Ran a long way.
14.9.
Towards half forward. Fist from McLeod. Robertson tried to knock it to the advantage of Bate, but Bot was onto it. Handball to John Cock. Shirley missed a very easy goal in the third quarter, just when Adelaide looked like they were getting into it. Welsh, low down. Now Doughty. Doughty kicks it very wide. Hasn't got the carry to get to Stevens. Turns like the Queen Mary, but did it effectively. Kick wasn't great. Porplesia was pushed. No free kick. Oh, gee, taken high Tawney. No free kick. Was Shudo from 40 around the body. Paul Johnson, thank you very much. Marks in the defensive goal square.
Yes, the Roo just couldn't get the leverage onto the kick. Ward now for Melbourne. McDonald. And no signs of the Demons getting the shakes just yet. Could be interesting now if Adelaide came at them hard. A situation Melbourne have to avoid. Sylvia to McDonald. He's an accomplished player. James McDonald, long into the 50. Bassett, then good back there. Jones, dumped by Big Hudson. Umpire Margetts has a good look and says holding the ball. Hudson's free kick.
Gee, just slammed Jones into the deck. There's Jeff White on the interchange bench, so he's resting up. He'll come back on fresh. Johnson doing the ruck work at the moment.
And there is a look of positivity about the Crows. There's the free kick. They move the ball on quickly. And this is Doughty now, right in the middle of the MCG. Tough one here for the man in front, Thompson. Ward. Missed Davey. Van Berlo helping it on. Tawney up in the front half. There'll be a ball up.
Good play, Demons. They just couldn't afford that ball to be loose in the forward 50 there for the Crows. So again, numbers got onto the Crows player, wrapped him up, forced to bounce down.
40 metres from Adelaide's goal. Paul Johnson wide. Bizzle and Davey just spoil each other, but Bizzle follows it up. Good tackle by Tawney over the line of boundaries. No, he's got the free kick. The tackle was completed over the line, and the Bizzle had done enough, but...
And we saw Tawney kick a goal from the same spot in the second quarter.
Where's the prior opportunity?
Yeah, a bit harsh, that. In fact, it was a bit further out, Robbie. It was outside 50. This time he kicked short, and the mark's taken by Doughty.
I suppose the umpire's assessment was that he made no attempt, but he didn't have very long to make the attempt. Had plenty of time in slow motion.
Hold that. Right there.
Red hot, wasn't it?
So,
Yeah, that's fine. Right
Michael Doughty hasn't kicked a goal this year. He's played all 10 games for the Crows. This just to give them a sniff. From 45, wonderful kick, goal to Adelaide. So, the margin back to 31 points.
Couldn't happen, could it?
Couldn't happen, surely. Surely not. Well, we witnessed the game last week where the Tigers were in front by 3 goals with 4.5 minutes to go, and somehow the Bombers were able to get up. But surely not from this position.
Well, the Crows have their injury worries. Ian Perry is still in the rooms, and the doctor has said that he did receive that heavy knock to the back of his shoulder, so he's getting some referred pain, but they're still not sure exactly what it is, but he won't take further part in the game, so they are 2 men down.
Just keep an eye on heart fluttering among the Demons, Christie. That could be a phenomenon that comes into play here. Adelaide just have the gleam in their eye at the moment. John Cock and Stevens, that's a good mark.
He's having an impact up forward, Scott Stevens.
This could get interesting. He hooks it wide. Oh, well done by White. And Nathan Carroll got a little body in the right spot to prevent Thompson from being a force in the marking contest. Johnson to McLean.
Thanks, Marty.
Just went the required distance. And now Carroll. Demons by 31. Plenty of time left. If Adelaide could really get some momentum going. Ward all to Petterd. She's an accomplished young player, the Tasmanian.
Thanks, Robbie.
He's got to use this ball carefully. And he gives Bonk a sniff of a chance. Rashuto is there at the full. And McLeod got too close to the smotherer. And the kick was forced wide, and a behind is probably a good result for the Demons. The margin is 30 points, and the tension is mounting.
Well, Melbourne have got to continue to maintain possession. It's imperative the Crows take one each. They're zoning for this kick in, as you can see. Ward's got the football.
This quarter, Adelaide's won all the contested ball, 11-0.
Carroll, safe kick from Daniel Ward. Short kick's okay, mark taken by Petterd. Off to Brad Green. So some run. It's been very stop-start for the Demons in this final term. Green to the wing, coming out Sylvia.
Got to attack Melbourne. They just can't go into their shells and just hope the time goes by and they maintain their lead. They've got to be thinking about scoring goals.
Bell takes the mark off to McLean, deep into the pocket, over the head of Robertson. Chance for Neitz, tucked up hard against the boundary line, brings it back to a central location. Matner and his teammate Van Berlo get in each other's way, but Matner keeps his head composed, kicks to Tawney. Davey overcommits. The Crows away here. Martin Matner. The bounce. No one in the attacking 50, so he's got to hold it up. Gee, that's a poor handball. Needed to be better than that. Van Berlo, now turnover. That was a poor handball coming from Matner. They had all the momentum. Davey recovers in time to mark between wing and half forward for the Demons.
He's not too good. He had to hobble. Yeah, he's hurt his knee, I think, as he overcommitted and landed a little awkwardly.
He's coming off. Yep.
I hope it's not serious. Doesn't look disastrous for Aaron Davey. Now Bruce, what Melbourne really need is a goal. That would quell the momentum. Bassett front position was pushed and advantage is called. Adelaide keep it in motion. They haven't given this game away. There is an air about it at the moment. Rashuto takes it wide for Rutten. Running Neitz up to the wing. And down into Stevens. This move's been a good one. Can't see anything he likes. Now he can, and he delivers well. And Van Berlo tempted to play on. Now he does. And Tawney, can he kick another? He just had it for 2 strides too long. And the kick was poor. Carroll holds it up to Johnson.
Johnson now just in time gets the kick away. And the mark's taken by Green. 51st disposal coming up for Brad Green. His game highlighted by a couple of great marks running back with the flight. Really setting the tone for Melbourne today. Carroll. Got a man up here, Adelaide. Otherwise Melbourne will just chip it around, keep possession.
Just there, Jace!
Now they've got one player each, the Crows. Kick comes towards McLean. He marks just in front of Shirley. Still inside defensive 50. Plays on. Oh, he just got away from Shirley. Slipped the handball. Gets it back. Use Bizzle there. Bruce. Now Godfrey. Oh, Godfrey, look out. Oh, did he handball it? Yes, said the umpire. Bruce, good slick handball. Bizzle. Loops it. Bates. Good tackle. Matner. Shoveled out to Shirley from White. Godfrey's kick run down by Johncock. Poor pleasure. Loose play in the centre. Van Berlo confronted by Petterd. He got the handball back to Bate, but he just halted his progress. Poor pleasure. Looping handball. Griffin from 70. Kicks it short. Strong mark. Taken by Scott Welsh.
Well, he can't really afford to take too much time setting it. Mark Rashuto, amazingly, Rashuto has played all but 6 minutes of this contest. I would have thought he may have played just 10 minutes each quarter. Credit to his fitness and the fitness staff with the Crows.
Well, Welsh has kicked only 2 behinds today. He's had some easy opportunities. This time he goes, he kicks his first, and the margin's back to 24.
Well, you tipped this, Chriso. You said towards the end of the game, the Crows will mount a challenge, and they have. Adelaide Crows, 3 goals in this quarter. Melbourne yet to score.
The game is alive at the MCG. Scott Welsh finding the range at last. Margin just 4 goals. Melbourne with some problems. That was Aaron Davey landing awkwardly on that right leg. Twisted his knee. forced him off. Simon Godfrey, who has done such an outstanding tagging job on Thompson, has gone off for a breather. Adelaide edging back. Bate though to Johnston for the Demons. Blazing. Neitz will be the first man there for the D's, and he was favoured by the bounce. Well tackled. Just had to hand pass and hope. Davey now for Adelaide. Crows putting it together like they haven't all day. John Cock getting himself into bother. Tawney, Edwards. Bruce coming at him. Pressure, good stuff from Melbourne. Edwards fights on. Bruce fights on. Neitz tied up. Good umpiring. Good umpiring. Got to earn the footy. They haven't scored in this last quarter, Melbourne. We've got almost 15 minutes. Crows have kicked 3 goals too.
Great contest at the MCG. Downey, Neitz dragged off it by Sylvia. He gets the free kick.
Neil Danaher hasn't put extra men behind the ball. It's still one-on-one all over the ground.
Gee, that was stiff.
Bassett in plenty of space now. Needs to use it effectively. Goes back to Neitz. Dowdy, contest here. McLean did brilliantly. Wasn't a great kick coming from Neitz. Then McLean, strong body in front. Support from Rutten.
She's good.
Boundary throw-in.
Good play, Brock McLean. One-on-one contest, strong, hard to beat. Goodwin's been moved to full forward for the Crows.
Interesting move.
White and Griffin. White, big edge and experience here. Thompson climbed in. Johnston working it forward for Melbourne. Neitz, very good collect by Petterd from a long way. It's wide from the Gold Coaster for a behind. Melbourne's lead is 25 points. Still time for Adelaide. And they waste no time as they bring it back into play to Edwards. Big ball winner all day. Disposal 29. Petterd making a good spoil on Thompson. Looks as though he might have that job with Godfrey off, but Thompson wins. Goodwin has 2 in front of him. Did that cleverly to Rashudo. Rashudo did well to Goodwin. He's a left footer. Who was he after with that? Not quite sure. Welsh, good dish. Poor pleasure. Kick 2, that kick not as good as some earlier. The Demons have it covered. Bizzle. To take it over, and he's gone. He's gone. He didn't need to regret that. He needed to take it across the line. You're right. And Clint Bizzle never played a senior game last year. Back in the side. Stevens has given the Crows a lift up forward. And he's kicked a goal. The margin is back to 19 points. There is an old proverb that says he who hesitates is lost. I'm not sure whether Clint Bizzle is aware of that one. If he wasn't, he will be tonight. And wasn't a terrific combination of the old guard out on the half-forward flank, Rashudo and Goodwin.
Margin back to 19 points. Here's the incident involving Bizzle. Now, he should have just taken it through there, tried to take it on. Great tackle from Stevens. And he's given up a goal. So, 19 points, 16 minutes into the final term. White, Griffin, ineffective ruck play. Tyson Edwards ties up Cameron Bruce, another bounce.
Melbourne has got an extra player in defence now. He can't bear to watch it.
Just dropped his pen on the floor.
Edwards couldn't control it. Petterd did well. Ball spills free. Big ball this. Van Berlo. He's got it. Van Berlo kicks inside, attacking 50. Oh, gee, sitting back, smoking his pipe. Got himself in the defensive goal scorer is Brad Green.
That's the extra man.
He's giving it up. Chance for Magna. Magna from 20 misses. Oh, there he had an inside player standing by himself. The Simon Goodwin didn't see him.
He got excited, didn't he? He'd made the steal, and the blood was just coursing a little bit too rapidly through the veins. A reprieve for the Demons. Neil Danaher is going through hell. Carroll. 8 points the margin. Nearly 7 minutes left. Demon fans must be beside themselves.
Crows have to go one-on-one here. They cannot let Melbourne get away with this short passing.
Wheatley's got himself into some bother here, but his kick's good. McDonald. Gee, if Adelaide kick the next goal and kick it quickly, this could be anything. Jeff White. Demons needing to hold their nerve, needing a goal. A goal would kill off the challenge. But they haven't kicked one since the 19-minute mark of the third quarter. And they're not going to get it here by the look of it. Edwards off to Van Berlo. And a lot of Crows who have been quiet during the day are coming good. Neitz to Shirley. Here's a chance. The big men fly. Carroll's got it. Well tackled. Frawley, the youngster, in his second game. What a baptism. Ward turning it over. Tawney, clever. Poor pleasure. Crows coming again. Kick not great off the instep. Still a chance. Welsh, can he get balanced? No, he can't. Tied up, and Darren Goldspink has nabbed him. Melbourne's ball.
Golden opportunity there. Green. Oh, dangerous kick, but it's okay. James McDonald.
Got a couple of extras, Melbourne. Should get out of this.
And Rob, this is a time where Melbourne, who haven't won a game, the doubts start to appear. As Adelaide continue their push. Brown on the wing. About to tick down to the final 5 minutes.
Just kicked one behind in 21 minutes, Melbourne, in this final term.
Brown. High towards half forward. Robertson in front. Ball to the front of the pack. White. Green again. He's been everywhere today, Brad Green. Kicks towards Neitz and marks outside 50. David Neitz, the captain. Wouldn't this bring the house down if he was to nail this from about 60? Thumps it long. Has it got the carry? It's touched on the line. No, it's a goal. Oh, don't tell me. What a goal from David Neitz. Melbourne at home. David Neitz has kicked a 60-metre goal to effectively win Melbourne's first game of the year. I thought it was touched on the line, Rob.
Just gone over, Chriso. Never in doubt, and what a terrific pass by Brad Green, who has been sensational for 4 quarters.
Well, it was a line ball that cost the Demons last week off Andrew Swallow's kick. Different story today. And Neil Craig now sees it slide definitively away, you would think. Neil Danaher a little calmer than he was 60 seconds ago. David Neitz, third goal, a boomer. The biggest goal the Demons have kicked this year. They're 4 goals in front. Is there time for Adelaide? Got to Thompson. Much better without Godfrey shadowing him. Petterd, good contributor. Clever to Ward. Not good. Shirley for Adelaide. And Stevens has a chance here. Plenty flew. Doughty, Rasciuto. The comeback kid has kicked another one. The captains are dueling goals. Is there time?
Well, we don't know because the clock's not on for us to see, but you've got to admire the Crows for continuing to fight as they have, and I admire this man here. He has not played a game for 9 months and has played all but 6 minutes of this contest.
Well, what a game of football. Great comeback by the Crows. 23 minutes in, final term. We're in the final 5 minutes. Paul Johnson, Shirley's been good in the final term. Thompson, well tackled by McDonald, brought down. Umpire Goldspink calls for it. A bounce. Some anxious Demons fans have really had an incredibly tough year. Chance for Petterd, he can't control it. And again, a big number of players around the board. Dowdy's got it, but he'll have to give it up to the umpire.
Brad Green, he's dropped back to the defensive goal square. You can see he's the extra man in defence. Brad Green with 34 disposals.
And that was the reaction to Mark Rashudo kicking his last goal a few moments ago. But Melbourne
kick a couple more.
Stevens tries to shovel it out. Gee, there's a lot of players around this football. Jones hacks it clear into vacant territory. Hard towards the boundary line. Now Bassett leads in the race. Oh, just a half-hearted effort to pick it up, really. Robertson is over it, needs to knock it out. Bassett applying the pressure, and Melbourne will be happy with that effort. Someone just dribbled it over, and the umpire says throw it in. So well done, Russell Robertson. Boundary throw in the attacking side of the wing for Melbourne.
The game very much about statistical analysis these days. Adelaide have averaged 12 goals a game. Melbourne's 13. Looks as though it'll be just enough to beat them. Crows have only kicked 10. Thompson swinging it to the wing. And Bizzle's over to atone for earlier misdemeanors by belting it away from Rashudo. And so it's a throw-in on the wing. And time very much with the Demons now. A 3-goal lead. Surely it couldn't slip from here. They've led in the last 3 minutes in 3 of their last 4 games. Rashudo to Bassett. Cleverly weighted. McLeod needs to be good, but even he couldn't conjure it there. Brown to Sylvia. Frawley. McLeod got him, but he didn't have the ball. It's the young Demons free. Advantage is played. Brown to Neitz. Yes, good mark. Rotten trying the sledgehammer spoil. Just couldn't get it away from the Melbourne captain. Even further out than last time, and they'll soak up some time. Brad Green, biggest possession earner on the ground.
Yeah.
This will be disposal number 35.
Neil Craig has to put a player on Brad Green.
Cal. Loose players everywhere for Melbourne, so maintaining possession. Can't be too long left. Daniel Ward soaking up the seconds, now called to go. He's got a couple of players behind him, so he uses one of them, Brad Green.
Well, the booing's interesting, isn't it? Is that coming from Demon fans, I wonder?
There's plenty of Crow supporters here, Tim.
Now, Paul Johnson running really hard to try and get on the end of this Green kick. Takes it brilliantly on the half volley. Straight to Bell and kicks it back to Green. Green's taken mark number 18, if you don't mind. Paul Johnson.
It's been a long time since Melbourne has milked the clock.
Not long left. Melbourne by 18 points. Adelaide trying to get it into 50-50, and they do here. Bate just couldn't keep it in play. But it is hard to imagine that Adelaide could win this back from here. The Demons are close now on their first win since last September. Last time they won was an elimination final against St Kilda. Neil Danaher hasn't tasted it for a while, but you can see the countdown clock, and suddenly he looks 10 years younger and 50 times more relaxed. It's just about over. Crows are still coming. Shirley from the impossible angle and the impossible distance. Green, just about the game of his life today. It's a behind to the Crows. The margin is 17 points.
Brad Green's had 37 disposals and 18 marks.
Career high figures.
And 2 of those marks, the most courageous you could wish to see. Running back with the flight, risking everything to take it.
Ward got it from Wheatley. Again, just trying to soak up the clock. Wheatley runs again for Ward, and he marks comfortably. Just maintaining possession. Bruce is free now, and well done by Shirley. Just was able to pick him up at the last minute, forcing Wheatley to kick long to a contest. Rashudo the fist at the full. Nathan Brown, and that's it. Melbourne, after 9 harrowing weeks, have finally won a game in season 2007, defeating the highly fancied Adelaide Crows, and the Melbourne fans at last can sing for joy.
this year they were going to be 1-9, they would have been horrified. Tonight, they're 1-9 and they're absolutely delighted. Christie.
Well, David Neitz, congratulations. You finally get a win. You kicked the ceiling goal. How good are you feeling right now?
No, look, it was fantastic. We worked really hard, probably 3 out of the last 4 weeks or 4 out of the last 5 weeks. And to get the win today is just fantastic. We can have a bit of a smile on our faces at training. And really good. Look, our backline guys were superb. I thought they were really just right up on their man and just set the standard for the whole team.
In the last tournament, they really fought back. When you're so desperate to win, do you have to remind everyone not to panic and stay calm?
Yeah, look, we spoke about it during the week after last week's close game. Wanted to just stay composed and everything like that. And I was a little bit nervous there for a little while when they hit the couple, but guys steadied and just fantastic to get over the line.
You've got a 10-day break now. Is enough to keep the momentum going for the whole 10 days?
Yeah, well, I think so. So I think we might go out and celebrate tonight and get ready for Collingwood on Monday.
Well done.
A happy Melbourne skipper. It's a win. It's not just any old win either, Rob. They've beaten a team that is a contender, that was leading that group just behind the leading couple in the field, and a team that couldn't afford to drop a game. They came here to play. They did. They're a quality team, the Adelaide Crows, but they haven't been firing on all cylinders. But Melbourne's had quite a few players come back into the team, like Russell Robertson, with a few games under their belt. David Neitz is another. Brock McLean missed early games. They're just starting to get back to something near full strength. And it was just the intensity with which they played. You could pick it in the first 5 minutes. And that man in picture there, Aaron Davey, he's a beauty. Have a look what a win does to you. They've been heartbroken over the last month with some narrow losses. As David Neitz said, they can now go to training and have a laugh and have a smile. Means so much. Dana Christie with one of the stars of the day.
Brad, congratulations. Is it relief now?
I don't know about relief. It's just been hard work for the last 10 rounds. It's been a lot of hard work. It's a credit to the boys and a credit to the coaching staff. We stuck at it, and it's great to get our first win for the year.
You would have entered this game perhaps with a bit more confidence though after the last tournament last week, did you?
Yeah, for the last month we've been playing not too bad footy. Probably except West Coast was a bit disappointing, but before that, we could have had 3 or 4 wins on the board, but it's just great to get the first one.
And pretty happy with your own game. I think it was a career high 37 disposal.
Yeah, not too bad. That's not too bad.
Not too bad. Well done.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah.
Brad Green, yes, 37, the most he's ever had in a game. 18 marks, a couple of those marks just loaded with courage and the sort of commitment that every Melbourne player brought to the MCG today as they fought for this desperately wanted first win of the season. Their season, in a sense, is gone, but they have sparked it, revived it today with a 17-point win over Adelaide. Spike's happy, all the Demons are happy at the G.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation.